want you to talk about, what are the two first pieces talking about? Just this little, what Nisha says and then how Andy answers. What are they talking about so far?
Like,
don't put your hand up, just talk.
Like about they're building 200,000 houses for people around the world.
Okay.
But they're not free. You have to pay.
Okay, great. So we didn't read that far, so hold that thought. I want the rest of you just to read this piece here too. Down here it says, no, just read in your head. Just read this little piece here. So you read all that, right? So, after you've read that, we're going to, is it Hudson? Hudson actually had something to say. So thinking about inferencing, Hudson, right? What inferences did you make about how Habitat for Humanity help people create homes? And how do you know that?
Yeah, they can build homes. They're going to build homes 200,000.
Right.
But also, the families have to pay, but their home takes like 500 hours, but when it's like about done, you can go in and have a house.
Okay. Can you say that once more so everyone can hear? Because I want you to listen to Hudson's idea. This is great, Hudson. Share it once more.
It takes 200.
Talk to the group.
200,000 houses are going over the world.
Okay.
And
By?
so now, it takes 500 hours for it to be built, but you still have to pay. You have to pay like
2,000, around 2,000, 3,000.
no, not that much. Maybe like 700, 500, 600.
So you're making guesses about how much you think they need to pay. Let's go back into the text, okay? Because you talked about, what did you talk about so far? The houses are what? They're not. Right, okay. Now, how do we know how much people need to pay? You need. Okay, where did you find that information?
Because if some people don't have a house, they probably don't have a lot of money to pay for it.
Okay, so you're coming up with some ideas, but remember, and you're making some inferences here, but you need to go back into the text and prove that inference that you just came up with. You're saying that maybe they don't, what? Have. Okay, so let's go back into the text and find an example. How do we know that? Where in the text did you find that? Because we have to support our inferences with details from the text. What made you think that?
Because but we make sure not to charge more than
Okay, so, and you said, okay, because the text said, do you know what you just did? You just made an inference. Okay, so based on, the author didn't tell you that. You came up with that your own words. Like you made a decision about, you know, people can't always afford it, but you were able to prove it in the text. Okay, any more ideas how Habitat for Humanity help people build homes?
They probably build houses because every living thing needs a shelter to keep warming or either cold.
Okay, so that's an interesting idea. Where in the text, what in the text made you think that?
Because in here the text it said that they build houses. And I'm guessing that maybe Martinez built
So
Some people have gone like for only 5 years.
maybe, but you made that inference, but based on what? That Andy what?
Andy made a difference of the world, so now people can live longer.
Okay, where does it say that?
Actually, I was just thinking, I don't even know if it says it.
Okay, so what we want you to do when you're making inferences, we always want you to go back into the text and be able to prove it, okay? Any other ideas about how Habitat for Humanity helps
Yeah.
people create homes?
Yes.
Yes,
Older
okay.
kids can help volunteer too. And smaller kids too. Smaller kids can help donate some of the for some of the money. And older kids can also start trying to help the builders build the stuff.
You know what I'm thinking? I just want to sidetrack you, Hudson. Why do you think Habitats for Humanity is a successful program?
Mostly
Why? What makes you think that?
because they've found over 2,000 houses.
Okay. Is it how many houses did you say?
Over 2,000.
200,000. Okay, good. Yep. Keep going. How else is it a success?
And they found that over a million people around the world.
Okay. Yes. And what else? How else is it a success?
Because they're helping people.
Okay. And why do you think people? Why do you think it's successful? What are people doing to contribute to the success? Like the owners, what are they doing? What evidence is there in text that they're contributing to their home?
I think, like maybe if a house is really, like, where are they gonna sleep? They can't just sleep on the floor, like, it's too dirty and it's uncomfortable, so.
But just based on the text. Just that little piece we read. I don't think my question was clear actually. So what I'm thinking is, in what ways does Habitats for Humanity help people take ownership of their home? In what ways do they help? Don't put your hand up, just talk.
Because they're building it themselves and then probably feeling proud of themselves that they're doing it and happy that they have a place to live.
Okay, so you just made an inference, okay? Why it's a success, and what in the text made you think that?
It's because that right here it said one more thing, then it wouldn't work on number 2. So
Okay, can you give us that example? Share with us.
that also we asked every homeowner to work with us on their home for about 500 hours.
So, and you said, and this makes them feel what?
Proud of themselves.
Okay, great inference that you just made based on the text. Okay, we're going to stop there because I feel like I've nagged you a little bit too much. So as readers today, you really worked on the strategy of inferencing. The author doesn't always tell us everything and you have to make decisions based on what the text says, but you have to always be able to prove or explain your thinking with evidence from the text, okay? And you need to do that in all text that you read, and you do it all the time. You do it at the movies, you have to go to the movies, and you constantly thinking about what's going to happen next, and then you're making inferences all the time, and then it either comes true, or you need to change it, or you make decisions about characters based on their behaviour and what they do, right? But they don't tell you. What do they do? It's just based on what? Yeah, exactly. Okay, good job. You did a much better job than me. Good one.